time, I'm going to Guizhou, a land of wonders in southwestern China.
Hidden away among the mountains, Guizhou is like one of the last yet-to-be-discovered gems on China's crown of travel destinations. It's hard to say which is the more enchanting, the good-natured ethnic peoples you meet here, or the landscape. Only one thing's for sure. Once you've been to Guizhou, you can't help longing to return.
So I was there last year and had a great time there. I drank a lot of wine and got my face painted. But that was Southeast Guizhou, a lot of ethnic groups. This time, we're going to visit Southwest Guizhou. That is Guizhou. With rolling mountains, rugged landscapes, people call it a land of wonders. And the air is filled with the sweet fragrance of yellow flowers, the red plum flowers. It's intoxicating. It's springtime. Welcome to Travelogue. Welcome to Southwest Guizhou.
In this land of magic, it's as if time has frozen and miraculously preserved many ancient customs and traditions that look exotic today, but are in fact as much a part of everyday life as they were in the distant past. History is carefully kept alive within these stone homes and in people's daily life. The karst or limestone formations that are typical of Guizhou means the region has countless gigantic caves. They surprise you again and again. Around the ancient area, 1.5-hour drive from Guiyang, capital of Guizhou province, stand stone villages known as Tunpu. The people living here are descendants of soldiers who were relocated over here more than 600 years ago during the Ming Dynasty period. They came from southeastern China, an area called Jianghuai. Today, the Tunpu women still dress as women did more than half a millennia ago in Jianghuai, in a way that has long passed from fashion in Jianghuai.
Guizhou is always cloudy. You seldom see the sunshine around here. But the foggy, drizzling weather gives you a dreamlike feel. It's like you're in a fairyland. And I'm here to visit one of the old Tunpu villages.
This is one of the best preserved Tunpu village around the area. It's called Benzhai. Walking along the narrow stone-paved lanes in the village is like walking backwards in time. There are several towers in Benzhai that used to be watchtowers, with regular guards watching out for possible attacks.
You can feel the defensive mentality of the builders of this village almost everywhere. For example, this used to be a small shop. People came over here to buy stuff, and it was closely guarded. Behind this wall, there used to be a guard, guarding the small shop with an arch and arrow at first, and later, a gun.
The stones used here are definitely local, but the many designs in the wood trims were imported hundreds of years ago from the Jianghuai area, thousands of miles away. These ancient decorations here are similar to those you see in the small villages along the Yangtze River. But here, the houses blend harmoniously with the limestone slabs and the overcast sky. The stone drainage system designed way back on the first page of the village history still works well. The threads she was working on were to be used for shoes for her family. It turned out that she doesn't wear the traditional dresses because her family was in charge of weaving clothes back in the past, and for generations the women in her family had their feet bound. Hence, the Hangti reference to big-footed sisters. It seems there used to be a class difference here. But to live here in the village must give people a strong sense of safety, because every corner of it is guarded. Although nobody can recall any serious warfare ever happening around here, people have, until only recently, dutifully gone on repairing the walls and maintaining the defense system.
The whole village, or I should say the whole garrison station, is surrounded by a high wall. And this was made of stone, just like the houses. With such a strong prevention and guarding, there was never a big war happening around here. How ironic. Hey, I see a group of enemy coming. I should fire a report.
The rape plant flour, which is used to produce canola oil, provides a fundamental income for the locals. For sightseers, it adds a vibrant swathe of color to the otherwise gloomily poetic landscape. On our way to Tianlong village, we run into a small trade fair along the road, a place where the locals gather to trade for what they need. This might explain why there are so few people around in the villages today. I found the #1 local delicacy is Yuxingcao, the stinking fish grass. You either love it or loathe it.
It's very expensive, but it really smells. So for local people, they can't have a dinner without it. For me, I can't stand it, even smelling it. No.
Here, we were able to get a glimpse of the people's daily habits by looking at what was for sale and what they bought. A bit like studying trolleys at the supermarket checkout. Eventually, my curiosity got the upper hand, and I ventured out for some girls' talk. These women are incredibly friendly. They told me women here remove the hair on their foreheads when they get married, because they consider it to be more beautiful that way. Tunpu are built for men, soldiers, but there is no special traditional fashion for men. Strangely, it is the women who keep up the tradition, wearing typical Tunpu bun, like uniforms. Every spring, many areas have blossom festivals. But here in Anchuan area, they have the Rape Plant Festival. And around this time, many activities center on Tianlong Village, which is another major Tunpu. Performers from other villages gather here, attracting large crowds. The boisterous parade brings a festive atmosphere to the otherwise quiet streets. But I went in another direction. Just 1 block away, it's like being in another world. Apart from the architecture, the military spirit of the ancestors is preserved here in ferocious-looking wooden masks. Different masks represent different characters in a local play called 地戏. The characters have different personalities, but they have one thing in common. They're all fighters. One of many theories about the origins of 地戏 is that it was once a god-worshipping ritual. Unlike other traditional plays, 地戏 has no romantic love element. It is all war stories, stories about great conquerors and heroes. I guess it was a way to keep up the fighting spirit and morale of the soldiers who were farming the land. The only musical instruments used in the performance are a gong and a leather drum.
它是每个人都会演不同的角色，是吧？每一个面具都代表不同的角色。
不同
啊。
我们成本说无色乡啊。那有男将、女将。
男将、女将。
对，那女将那是完完的丢一枚啊。你看，和你们的是花。